Hello members, LA here. I wanted to highlight a couple trades in the XLB space. In particular, DuPont is one of those. Again, I just want to show you where the trades are and how they're setting up. Now, if I was doing the classical TA stuff, this would be kind of a cup and handle, right? I mean, that's the way this thing is set up. But it's put on a neoclassical perspective, right? You've actually got a swing point high that was overpassed. So you go up, you come back in, you do an immediate retest, and you're going to try to regenerate to the upside. Now, I wouldn't put as much weight on this if it wasn't this sort of a formation that's taking place. In other words, we had a little bit of a push up in volume as we came up, and it's held up here, right? Did a consolidation for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and now it's getting ready to try and push higher. Where's it going to try to go to? It's going to try to go to the next retest, regenerate zone. Now note that one is more than 6 bars, so the odds are is that this will stop it on the way up. So what does that say? That says this is the target area, that you're only going to have to get into it partially, which is that kind of a red zone you see there. That's probably as far as you can get. So if you look at that and you look at the price points, if we just take this one for example, that'd give us the close on at 63. So I think somewhere around 63 is about as much as you can expect. Where are we at? We're right at 60, so that's $3. That's 5% to the upside. What's the risk of a downside? Well, the risk of a downside is the bearish or the bullish retest regenerate zone. So in other words, what we're risking is we're risking back underneath this bar. Now you can't do that on an intraday basis, right? You got to do it on a closing basis. But if we do that, look at the number here. That's 58.46. So if you grab this somewhere around, this area in here, let's use this bar up for example, 58.90, say $59. $59, you're risking about, probably $1 at most, and you're shooting for about from 59 to 63 is 4. So you've got a fairly good reward to risk proposition on a trade like that, either starting here and adding a little bit deeper or just trying to wait on the perfect add. Looking at it on a weekly, big push off the bottom here on volume, big spike high with volume. That's a good thing. That's a target when we finally get back up there. And so, on this time frame, doesn't look too bad. Now, here's another one, Dow Chemical, set up the same way in terms of the cup and handle kind of thing, in terms of the retest, regenerate kind of thing. It's deeper into it already, has the same thing in terms of the push up with a little bit of volume, has the same overhang up here with the swing point low. So again, you can run the numbers. It's the exact same trade. Take a look at it, see what you think. The breakout was here, so the retest regen is going on right now. If we switch over and look at the industrial space, and what I'm doing is I'm going off those notes I talked about this weekend's update. You've turned bullish here on this time frame. The weekly still bearish and it's fairly young, but you still could get a nice little push here off the bullish turn on the XLI. And then of course here was the XLB turned bullish and extended, or beginning to be extended, on the bearish weekly chart. So using that, right, if I bring it over here and look at the daily, here's the XLI, there's the breakout, coming back in and do a little retest regen, didn't quite get there. That top 50.91, it got as low as 50, actually it did, 50.81, came into it, rejected, right, going to try to push back higher. This chart I want to show you here that looks really good is Honeywell. If you look in this space, the one that stands out is Honeywell. Breakout on a daily, right, 3 breaks last week, all of them pushing up over this swing point high. And if you go to the weekly, it's broken out over 2 swing point highs here and is going for the final one there. This thing's pushing all-time highs, pushing with volume. This is not a bad looking setup. Can it break higher and push? Well, that's the hope, right? Is it going to just continue? Well, you don't know that, but if you go back to that daily chart and you look at your reward risk on this time frame, again, what can it do? Well, it can come back and do a retest, regenerate. Where is that? It's here. It's already done it twice. This looks like it's going to try to just push higher. This is a momentum trade now on the upside. That's it for today. I just want to give you those trade thoughts in a couple places that are feeding on trend transitions in the sectors themselves. So remember, you've got sector strength at your back, you've got weakness in the general market, but that could change, right? We were talking about that this weekend. And you got 2 or 3 stocks here that look like they're going to try to help push in those sectors. All right, thanks. Take care.